welcome to RTO with me, Ian. Um, it's Friday, so it's live album ranking day. Always look forward to this one. It is actually one of the hardest shows to do because most of the live albums we cover, I love them all, and today is no exception because today it's Rush. Rush have never put out a bad album full stop, so this was so hard. So the way I've done this is I've looked at the production, the way the album was produced and put together, and that's how I've done it. I do not dislike any of these albums. I love Rush, so they've never. That's one of them bands that have never ever put a bad album out. They went through different phases. Yes, most bands did, but they did come out on top, especially during the 80s and 90s, where rock music was in a bit of a quandary, wasn't it? So they've been fantastic all through their career. Obviously, we know where they were formed. We know where they're from. They're from Canada, formed in 1968 in the neighbourhood of Willowdale in Toronto. It was formed by Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, and their first drummer John Rutsey. But John left after the first album, and then we had the magnificent Neil Peart, probably the best drummer, one of the best progressive drummer ever. It's such a sad day when we lost him. He's not. You cannot replace him in Rush, and I'm actually glad this is one band that didn't get someone else in, because I don't think it would have worked. This, well, as we go through these live albums, we'll talk about Neil a lot. So they've released 11 live albums of Rush, and they're all excellent. So, we'll better start. Got lots to talk about. Okay, coming in at number 11. It's the Grace Under Pressure tour. Originally, this was released on as a bonus CD of an album called Rush Replay Times 3. It actually came out on Betamax and VHS video. Those were the days. Laserdisc. It came out as a Best Buy only thing in 2006, but in 2009 it was put together as its own little album. Obviously, it's from the Grace Under Pressure tour in 1984. Again, it's got quite a lot of songs off Grace Under Pressure, which is a very good album. Opens up with the fantastic Spirit of Radio, one of my favourite tracks by the band. Then we get The Enemy Within, The Weapon, Witch Hunt, New World Man, Distance Early Warning, Red Sector A, Closer to the Heart. Now, it's not one of my favourite tracks by Rush at all. I'm not very keen on it. Then you get a little bit of YYZ, 2112. You get the Temples of Cyrenix and Tom Sawyer put together. Vital Signs, good track. Finding My Way, In the Mood, The Brilliant Limelight. Well, it's put together nicely. It's a nice little package. It's not bad at all. It's got some tracks that are not on other live albums, so that's always good to have. So I'll give it an RTO ranking of 8.5. Okay, now this will be controversial with people, because I know this is a lot of people's favourite live album. So coming in at number 10, from 1981, Exit Stage Left. Okay, it is a great album. I love it. But what is bad about this? It cuts, they fade it in, fade it out. it's a bit higgledy-piggledy. The songs on here are fantastic, don't get me wrong, and the production is spot on, but it's been fudged about too much. It doesn't run smoothly to me. Although I do like listening to it. When I was listening to it ready for this show, I sat there. I think it was a Sunday afternoon, and I was just chilling out, doing a little bit of paperwork, basically sorting out stuff for the channel, and I put this on, and he was getting into it, and then it'd fade out. Well, why fade it out? This is a live album. But it has got some great tracks on here, of course. You've got the Spirit of Radio again, Red Barachetta, YZZ, and that goes into a Neil Peart drum solo, which is mind-blowing. Passage to Bangkok, Closer to the Heart, then the Beneath, Between and Behind. That is an absolutely belter version. Jacob's Ladder. This is probably one of the best live versions I've got of that track. Bruin's Bane, Little Thing. The Trees, fantastic. Xanadu. It all fades out though. Free Will, Tom Sawyer, and La Villa Strangiato. It's a shame because some of these songs are the best versions you'll get. I mean, it's all done recorded from the Permanent Waves, and it's done from different shows, so the sound is just a little bit off in place. It doesn't flow enough for me, as much as I love the album. But I still give it an RTO ranking of 8.6 because it is musically it is really, really good. Okay, coming in at number 9, released in 1989, A Show of Hands. Again, a great album, got a great selection of songs, but it's recorded in all over the place, and the sound at each venue is different. I mean, I know this is not on the same scale, but when I was in my youth, I used to do discos. Remember them with the thing? And everywhere we did a disco, the sound we had to set up, even to play records, each venue, the sound was different. So this is why it's so low. The sound, it's not, the continuity's not there again. But it's got some great tracks on here. You get the intro, Big Money, great version, Subdivisions, one of my favourite tracks, one of my favourite intros to a Rush song. Neil Peart is on the money, and I've seen people try to copy that drum. It's awesome. I mean, there's some great videos on YouTube and how he plays this, and it's unbelievable. Then we get Marathon. These were recorded in Birmingham, NEC, and then they swap all over the place. You know, New Orleans, Phoenix, San Diego. We get Turn the Page from New Orleans, Manhattan Project from Phoenix, Mission from San Diego. Then we go back to Birmingham again, Distance Early Warming, that is a great version. Then we have a couple of bits at Meadowlands in New Jersey, Mystic Rhythms and Witch Hunt, really good tracks. Then the drum solo from Birmingham, that's awesome. Force 10 from Phoenix, Time Stands Still from Birmingham, Red X Sector 8 recorded in Birmingham, Closer to the Heart, Birmingham. Now, if they'd have done every song from Birmingham, it would have been a fantastic album, and I'll probably have ranked it higher. Birmingham, the NEC is a great place to record live albums. I've got quite a few stuff from the NEC. I mean, that's where I saw a lot of bands, and the sound there has always been brilliant. They just know how to do it up in Birmingham. But I still give it an RTO ranking of 8.7, sorry, because it has got some absolute belter tracks on. But you can tell the difference in where it's recorded, because it's different sound. Okay, coming in at number 8 is Snakes and Arrows Live, recorded, released in 2008 and recorded on the Snakes and Arrows tour. This was recorded in Rotterdam in 2007. Not from the same show, but between the 16th and 17th of October 2007. Not bad at all, this album. We've got Limelight, classic of course, Digital Man, really good. Entree, new, good track. Missions on here, Free Will of course. The Main Monkey Business, nice instrumental that is. You've got The Larger Bowl, a lot of these tracks obviously have Snakes and Arrows. Between the Wheels, Dreamline, Far Cry, my favourite track off that album. Love it to bits. Work Them Angels, good track. Armour and Sword, Spindrift, another good track. With The Way the Wind Blows, excellent track. My favourite Subdivisions, Natural Science, great version on here. Witch Hunt, really good. And then we get the solo from Mr. Pert, Hope, Distance, Early Warning again, Spirit of Radio, and a brilliant version of Tom Sawyer on here. Mind-blowing version. One Little Victory, that's a pretty good version. A Passage to Bangkok, I love that track, and this is a really good live version. And closes with YYZ. Very good album. The sound on this and the production is very good, and it flows. It flows nicely, and it feels like it's one gig. So I'll give it an RTO ranking of 8.8. Okay, coming in at number 7. Released in 2005. Recorded in Canada, US and Europe on their 30th anniversary tour. R30. This opens up with probably one of the best openings of any Rush gig. It's the R30 Overture. I'll put it in the playlist so you'll be able to watch it. It's Finding My Way, Anthem, Bastille Day, A Passage to Bangkok, Cygnus X1 and Hemispheres. What a nice little intro. And then that bangs straight into Spirit of Radio. Really good version on here. Probably one of the best ones. Force 10, classic version of that. Animate, great version of that. Again, Subdivisions. Can't do a Rush gig without that now. Earthshine, a storming version of Red Barachetta. Roll the Bones, really good track, better live I think than in the studio. The Seeker, again better in the live. Tom Sawyer, classic track anyway. Dreamline, Between the Wheels, Mystic Rhythms, Neil Peart's drum solo. Resist, Heart Full of Soul, which they did on a little EP, which is pretty good. Then you get a bit of 2112, an abbreviated version of Xanadu, Working Man, Summertime Blues again off an EP they did, Crossroads, Cream Number, that's on there, and Limelight. Very good little tour, very good little concert. I've seen the DVD of it and it is fantastic, great sound. So I'll give this an RTO ranking of 8.9. Okay, coming in at number 6. Clockwork Angels Tour, released in 2013 and recorded at shows in Phoenix, San Antonio in 2012. This opens up with Subdivisions, and I think this is probably one of the best versions of the song. The Big Money, very very good version. Force 10, probably the best version of that. Grand Designs, The Body Electric, All these new songs all sound good. Territories, the Analog Kid, love that. Bravado. Now, Neil, the drum solos always get a name, and the one on here is "Where's My Thing? Here It Is." Far Cry again, great version on here. Caravan, Clockwork Angels is a great track. The Anarchist, another good track. Canaries, great. These are all great tracks, all good live. Sometimes you don't know the difference. They're such a good band. The Wreckers, Headlong Flight, another drum solo. Then we get a guitar solo from Alex, which is awesome. Seven Cities of Gold, stonking track that is. Wish Them Well, The Garden, really beautiful song. Dreamline, and you get more drum solos. Red Sector A, YYZ, Spirit of Radio, Tom Sawyer, and 2112 Overture. Fantastic live album. I do play this one quite a lot actually. The production on it is really good. So I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9 out of 10. Okay, coming in at number 5. Released in 1976. Recorded at the Massey Hall in their hometown of Toronto between 11th of June and 13th during the 2112 tour. This is a stonking album. Hard, heavy, and it's got all the old classics on it. Opens up with Bastille Day. Fantastic track that is. Hard, heavy. Geddy's voice on that is incredible. Then you get the wonderful Anthem and Fly By Night and In the Mood. Great stuff. Something for Nothing. Love that track. Lakeside Park. Great track that is from the early days. Then we get 2112, a condensed version of it. It's only 15 minutes. And then we get the best, and I say the definitive version of this song, Vitor and the Snow Dog. To me, it is the ultimate version of this song, and it is fantastic. In the End, another good track. Then we get a little medley, Working Man, Finding My Way, and the drum solo. Great version of Working Man on here, and it ends up with What You're Doing. This album captures Rush in their early days. Production on it is pretty good for the time. I'd love to see this album remastered. So I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.1. Okay, coming in at number 4. Released in 2003. Rush in Rio. Except it's not all done at the Rio. Some of it's done in Arizona. Some of it's done in Quebec. But it is a good it's a good live album. I've put it a bit higher because although it's all over the place again, it actually does sound like it's all one concert. Opens up with Tom Sawyer. Love the track, but it's one of their tracks that if I don't hear it again, I'm not going to be upset. But that doesn't mean I don't like it. It's a good track. Distant Early Warning, love that track. New World Man, very good version on here. Roll the Bones is on here. Earthshine. We get YYZ on here. The Past, Bravado. The Big Money's here as well. The Trees. Free Will, Closer to the Heart. Natural Science is on here. One Little Victory. Driven. Ghost Rider. Best version I've heard of that. Better than the studio version. The live version is brilliant. Secret Touch again, very, very good live. Dreamline, Red Sector A. Leave That Thing Alone. Oh Batistera, which is one of Neil Peart's drum solos. Then you get a little bit of 2112. Get the overture and the Temples of Cyrix. Limelight, La Villa Strangiato. Never can pronounce that, never have. People have always taken the mickey out of me for that. Good track though. Spirit of Radio. A very short version of Bytor and the Snow Dog. Cygnus X1, a little bit of that. Working Man. Between the Sun and the Moon. And Vital Signs. Great version of Vital Signs. Again, as I said, it's a good little set. Get quite a lot of stuff from all over their career. And it flows lovely. You wouldn't know that it's not done in the same building. And I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.2. Okay, top 3. God, this was hard. But we went with this. Coming in number 3 then is the live album R40, recorded obviously through in their 40th anniversary tour in 2015. Features all the classics, stuff from Clockwork Angels, bits from Moving Pictures, of course, absolutely belting tracks. First thing you get is The World Is, The World Is, the intro, The Anarchist, great version of that on here. Then you get Headlong, and then you get some a drum solo straight away. Far Cry, love this. The Monkey Business, fantastic track. How It Is, Animate, Roll the Bones, Between the Wheels, Losing It with Ben Mink, very good version. My Beloved Subdivisions, and we get Tom Sawyer, YYZ, Spirit of Radio, Natural Science, the brilliant Jacob's Ladder. Again, this is probably one of the best versions of the song. Then we get little bits from Cygnus 1. You get Book 2 and Book 1. So you get Book 2 first and then Book 1. But it sounds brilliant, closer to the heart. You don't need that really. Xanadu, great version of Xanadu. 2112 again, shortened version. Then they do Lakeside Park and Anthem together, fantastic version. Great to put them two great classic tracks together. What You're Doing, Working Man, brilliant again. One Little Victory's on here. Distant Early Warning, another great track. Red Barachetta, all the usual sort of classics. Clockwork Angels, the records. The Camera, this is brilliant live. It's one of the best versions I've got of this. And Losing It, fantastic album. Again, it flows lovely. Production on it is superb. So I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.3. Okay, coming in at number 2. Released in 2011. Time Machine, 2011, recorded in Cleveland. And it was filmed for the DVD in Cleveland as well. Got some great tracks on here. Obviously, we've got the whole of Moving Pictures, corking album. It opens up the Spirit of Radio. Best version I've got of this. Time Stand Still, Presto's on here. Stick It Out, Working Them Angels, Leave That Thing Alone, Faithless, Be You To Be. One of the newer tracks, really good. Free Wills here. Marathon, Subdivisions, Tom Sawyer, Red Barachetta, YYZ, Limelight, The Camera Hunt. Best version I've heard of this. Witch Hunt, fantastic version. The best version of Vital Signs. better than the studio version, I think. Caravan, absolute great version. And we get a Mr. Pert drum solo. His drum solos are unbelievable. Then we get a little acoustic solo from Alex, Closer to the Heart. Doesn't impress me at all. 2112, you get the Overture and the Temples of Cyrix again. Far Cry, best version I've got of this as well. And a edited version of La Villa Strangato. Then Working Man, and they do half of it in a reggae form, which is pretty different. Great album. It's great to hear Moving Pictures live. And I'll give it an RTO ranking of 9.4. So, my number one. There's a lot of reasons why this is number one. It's different stages, and it's got three. It goes practically all through their career. It's got some of the best versions of the songs on this. It's number one purely for two reasons, which you will find out. So this was released in 1998, recorded during the 1997 Test for Echo tour. Some of it was recorded in the Counterparts tour, and then the whole of the third disc, because it's a 3-disc set, was done in the Hammersmith Odeon during the A Farewell to Kings tour in 1978, and it's got some cracking tracks from that. So we have got Dreamline on this, fantastic track. Limelight, Driven, Bravado, Animate, Show Don't Tell, really good version. The Trees, this is the best version of The Trees. Nobody's Hero, it's got Closer to the Heart on this, but it's probably the best version I've got of the song. I still don't like the song, but this is the best version of it. And then we get, and it's the only album, live album, that you do get this, you get the whole of 2112. And it is the definitive version of 2112. I mean, obviously you get the Overture, the Temples of Cyrenix, Discovery, Presentation, Oracle the Dream, which is sounds fantastic live. So Quiet, and the grand finale, highlight of the whole piece. This was recorded at, in Massachusetts, and as it says, this is the only album that contains a full performance of the entire 2112 suite. But that's the only reason I think I might have got this, because I'd got all of them before, and you think, oh, it's just. But when I thought, wow, definitely getting it. It is, and I think it is the definitive version of it. Okay, on disc 2 you get Test for Echo. These were all recorded in 1997. Great version of this. The Analog Kid, another good version. Free Wheels on here. Roll the Bones, a really good version. Stick It Out, Resist, Leave That Thing Alone, an instrumental of course. The Rhythm Method, another instrumental. Natural Science, and then you get the best version of Force 10. Spirit of Radio, Tom Sawyer, YYZ. Then we go to disc 3. This was recorded at the Hammersmith Odeon, 20th of February 1978. Awesome. This bit opens up with Bastille Day, thundering track of course. A shortened version of Bytor and the Snow Dog. Xanadu, great version. Farewell to Kings, brilliant. And then you get Something for Nothing, another great track. Cygnus X1, awesome, brilliant version of Anthem. Working Man, you get a little bit of Fly By Night, In the Mood, and Cinderella Man. This is a great collection of live Rush. Goes through, plays the best bits from their career. This is basically the live greatest hits in my eyes. Every track is good. The production on it is fantastic, and anything that contains the whole of 2112 gets a big thumbs up from me. So I'll give it an RTO ranking. Well, you know what it's going to be, don't you? 10. It's just the ultimate. It's a long thing to listen to. I don't listen to it in one go at the time, but I did this time, and it was great to listen to all these tracks. My favourite actually bit, apart from 2112, is the stuff recorded at the Hammy Odeon. Awesome stuff. So that is the live stuff of Rush. I have got no intentions of doing a full ranking of Rush because every man and his dog does them. But we have that exemption, don't we? If one of you says, come on Iain, you've got to do a full ranking of the studio albums of Rush, we'll do it. They may appear in Then and Now, but if someone in the next couple of weeks puts it down and say, come on Iain, we want a full ranking of the Rush studio albums, of course it'll get done. Easy one for me to do, so I can knock that one out very, very quickly. Just got to listen to a couple of bits just to make sure, but I've got a rough idea what my how I'd rank them anyway. Okay, that's the live for this week done. Got one more show of the week, and we're reviewing Steve Hackett's new album. Keep forgetting the name of it, Surrender in Silence. It is a fantastic album. So I'll be back for that later. I will be announcing the poll winner of who we're doing next in the next show, so listen out for that. I'll speak to you all later. Take care for now.